Jennifer to the Rescue. I'm Jennifer Johnson, and we're so happy that you decided to join us this week. Have a great guest, and I'll introduce her in just a minute. We are going to thank our sponsors, Logan Street Signs and Banners, for having us in every week. We're here at the Wofford Theater, which you have to come and check out. I can't tell you how cool it is. You just have to come and check it out for yourself. I am able to be found at jennifertotherescue.com, and I'm in a never-ending quest to be your trusted collaborative resource. I have expanded my vision a little bit bigger for Jennifer to the Rescue. So with that said, I'm very excited to introduce my guest today is Shelley Haymaker.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
You're welcome. Glad to have you. And you know, this stuff kind of gets kind of like I'm going to be sitting here going kind of glazed out because I keep finding out there's all these wonderful programs like the Guardian Ad Litem program.
Correct.
Yes. That I just had no idea what all is involved, and you are the director. But can you tell us a little bit before we go into, do you shorten it up by saying gal?
We do.
I can
Yes.
use that, right? Before we talk about the gal program, tell us a little bit about you. You are an attorney.
I am. I'm an attorney. I've practiced in this county since 1997. Well, actually, I opened my own practice in 1997. I graduated in 1994. And then this program, the Hamilton County GAL CASA program, was established in 1998, and in 2001 I took over as the director of the program here in the county.
So you've lived, okay, so I can't, when people say 1990, that just sounds like yesterday. I know that it was a long time ago, really.
Seems like a long time ago.
Yes. But have you been a Hoosier all your life? Have you obviously practiced law here for a while. But
Yes, and I grew up, mainly I went to school here in Hamilton County, so I'm from here. I went to law school down in Bloomington, but then when I graduated law school, I came back here.
Cool. So you've been kind of a Hoosier. You have it in your blood. You've been in Hamilton County, and
Yes.
this opportunity kind of presented itself, I guess.
To get into the program, it did. It was brand new, like I said, in 1998, and I just kind of approached the director at the time and said, how do I get involved with your program? And she sent me my first case, and then out of the blue, and at the end of 2000, she contacted me about then becoming the director. So yes, it just kind of fell.
It sometimes does, doesn't it?
Yes.
Sometimes when you just want to know some more information, you end up somehow, but you're obviously doing a lot of work, and it's a very dedicated kind of position. You have to really love what you're doing, right?
Well, I think to stay in it for this long, yes, I would think that you have to.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Well, for our program, just so that the audience understands what a GAL or a Guardian Ad Litem.
What is it?
The GAL stands for Guardian Ad Litem, and I believe that's up on the screen, and a CASA stands for a Court-Appointed Special Advocate. And both of those terms are pretty synonymous these days, but they both describe a child advocate or an advocate in the court system. So that's what we are. And then Hamilton County has a program. Several of our counties within the state have programs, and then these types of programs then are in every state.
Okay, I try to listen, and then I get these ideas in my head, and I'm thinking, am I paying attention? So every court, every case, every child that you're representing, or someone, a volunteer, because we've got, okay, this happens when a child's, it's going to be when a child is involved in a case, right?
Typically,
okay.
We have various sections to our program.
Okay, so.
But
okay.
the section that we're going to talk about today deals with children that are involved in the court system through allegations of abuse or neglect.
Okay.
So those are the types of children that we are dealing with today through our talk. And that's what our program trains people from the community to be the voice for the child in court, and to come in and advocate for the child and look out for the child's best interest. And the concept was born a long time ago by a judge in the state of Washington, and he looked out into the courtroom and saw that everybody else was represented except for the child. And he wasn't wanting necessarily legal representation for the child, because he knew what the laws were, and he knew what needed to be done legally. What he wanted was practical representation for the child, and by practical, he wanted somebody from the community who lived in the community, was probably raised there, who bore children, raised their children there, somebody from the community to come in and advocate for the child. And he didn't want a lawyer to do that, so he wanted lay people. We call those lay people. He was interested in the child's practical needs. For instance, where does the child live? Where does the child go to school? Does the child have a bedroom? Is there a bed in the bedroom? How is the child fed and dressed? And what medical or behavioral issues are happening for the child? What needs does the child have? He wanted somebody in the community to look into all of that, go out and see that, go places that the judge could not go, and that nobody else in the courtroom was going to. So that's what he envisioned when he came up with the term court-appointed special advocate, all right, long time ago. And so he wants to know, what can we do in the community? And that's what we look for here. What resources are in our community, and what can the community do to kind of help support the child and look into the child's best interest and help support the child and the family, so that the family can get help and then hopefully not come back into the court system. So that's how all of this started.
Wow.
So,
And
there's several types of programs, like we said. I
Right,
mean,
so-
they're in several counties here in our state. They're in every state that we have. So we have a national CASA, we have a state CASA, Gal CASA office that are over me, and so. Our program, though, here in Hamilton County, we look at our program, it's a court-ran program, and all of that really means is that the majority of our funding comes from the tax base here in Hamilton County, and then it also means that the judges oversee. They oversee the program, they oversee me as the director, they make sure that we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. So that's how our program here works.
Wow. Can you tell them how they would and somebody who would be getting a hold of you is, we're going to talk to a volunteer here in the next segment, but somebody who would, because the court would know if there was the need, right?
Well, right, because the only way that we even get involved is there has to be a case opened in the court. I get a lot of phone calls from people or a lot of emails, and they want a child advocate for their child or their grandchild, their niece, their nephew, and unless there's a court case, we have no vehicle to get involved in the case. So we can't just say, okay, well, we'll send you out an advocate, all right? There has to be a court case opened. And for every case that's opened for a child that's alleged to be abused or neglected, okay, our legislatures passed a law back in 2005 that said every time we have one of those cases opened, we want to have a guardian ad litem CASA on the case. It's just another set of eyes and ears that makes sure that the child is being watched over and reviewed in addition to the Department of Child Services. So our legislatures found it very important to have, where they even passed a law, to make sure that we were involved in every case.
And like we said, we're going to come back from break, and we're going to have one of your dedicated volunteers with us.
Yes,
we are. I don't want people to not tune into the next segment, but you're saying that at this moment, there's 27 kids out there that are on a waiting list.
In our county, yes, right now.
Shelley, why don't you give them real quick your email and how to get a hold of you, and then we'll take a short break and come back.
All right, my phone number, I'll start with phone number, is
great.
317-776-0480, and my email is attyshell@att.net. Those are the easiest ways to get a hold of us. You just either leave us a message or send me an email that you're interested. We will send you, then we will put you on a list, and we will send you the dates and times that the next training is scheduled. You can then go through the schedule and decide if you want to come through training and be part of the program.
We will be right back, and we're going to have another guest join us who's one of your dedicated volunteers.
Okay.
So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.